Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazz. I am a makeup enthusiast and a lover of all things makeup, beauty, skincare, and today we are talking about Danessa Myricks Lightwork 7. I will be doing a look and I will also be just kind of sharing a little bit of my opinion about this palette and thoughts. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look, just keep on watching. Every look up until this point with this palette has been good, but something I'm not in love with. So I'm hoping on my third, fourth try that this is the video where I do a look that I genuinely, really love. Like nothing's bad. Every look I did just did not, I don't know, it just wasn't what I wanted, but I imagined a look, or I thought of a look yesterday that I want to try today, and I'm hoping that will be the look that gets posted. I have nothing on my face except for brow gel at this time, just because I don't know how this look is going to go and I don't want to do a full face and it'd be crappy. I am going to go ahead and start off by wiping my eyes. I'm not going to use an eye primer right now just because I'm going to be using Color Fix, but before I use that Color Fix, I'm going to go in with a face powder. This one is just from Vive. This is their Modern Perfector powder in the shade Deep. I'm just going to use that to like put a little bit on my eyelid. I have very oily eyes, so it's very important that I kind of get rid of a little bit of that. I'm going to take some Color Fix. This is in the shade Chocolate. I'm going to just put it on this little palette here. I'm going to squeeze out about, don't need a lot. Like, you can barely even see it, but like, it's like, just like a dot. Okay, now I need to find the right brush. I'm looking for a brush that's small but dense. So I found one, it's like this little dense, this is from Spectrum, their A12 brush. I'm just going to take that, I'm going to dip in, work it into the bristles. I want to do a halo eye. And so this shade is actually going to be my transition shade. Placing this in my crease, I'm going to start by just kind of tapping it into place versus like rubbing, just to make sure I get that shape. Because I don't want to go too high. I want to make sure it's right there. Once I kind of feel like I have that shape down, I'm just going to wipe off what's on the brush. And I'm actually going to go back in and use that to blend. Just softly on the outskirts. And I'm also going to start blending it into the lid a little bit as well. Something I really believe about the Danessa Myricks, all the Danessa Myricks Lightwork palettes, are the fact that to me they're companion palettes, meaning that I like to pair them with like other colors and formulas, like to bring a look all together versus using it solely on its own. But since this one comes with mattes, it feels like it is aimed to be kind of one that you could just use alone and don't really need to pair it with anything. This is definitely the most neutral leaning lightwork I've ever seen from Danessa, and I have literally all of them except for 1 and 2, but I basically have been collecting all the lightwork, and honestly they were my introduction into like multi-chromes and duochromes and all different types of formulas, which I think really I give a lot of credit to the discovery of Danessa Myricks and Cajun Hues. I think discovering them at the time that I did really pushed me to explore my makeup creativity. Once I feel like I have like a pretty good shape here, which I think I do, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the palette. Actually, I'm gonna take this very fluffy brush. This is from Ami Collet. This is a blending brush. Go into Rooted, which is this like toasty brown shade. I'm gonna blend that on top of that chocolate shade. This is such a nice fluffy brush that I just get such a nice blend. Those two worked out perfectly together. Something I will say about these mattes, I feel like these mattes perform like creams, just like how pigmented the Color Fix was. It's like almost just as pigmented as the like matte eyeshadow is. It just seems, I don't, like, you really won't know until you use it, but honestly they perform like creams. Like, they're so pigmented, buttery, smooth, and no real kickback. At least I don't get any. This is literally, okay, my skin is, I'm sorry, we have to talk about my skin. My skin is literally just Rhode glazing milk and the spray. That's all this is. And look at that glow. Once I have that kind of blended up top, I'm actually going to take a little bit of that brown. I'm also going to blend right here on the outer part, leaving the center of my lid fairly clean. And it's okay if it gets a little messy because I am going to go in and basically carve that out. Maybe in her next one she'll release like colorful matte. Honestly, if Danessa wanted to and she released an all matte palette, I would buy it. I would buy it because the way these mattes are performing, I would buy it. Hands down. Okay, so now we have that. I just want to make sure I still have that chocolate shade, so I'm just kind of going back in with the brush but not adding any additional product and just focusing on making sure that's there. We're gonna get into a little bit of the scary part, the black. And I'm gonna take a tiny fluffy brush. I'm dipping into this black. This black is black. It's like the most pigmented black I've ever owned. I'm gonna put that right in the middle. And I'm actually gonna blend it out initially first just to make sure I have that initial blend down. So I have that black blending into that brown and then that brown blending into chocolate. And the thing about like a halo eye or any, honestly any like eye look, is there's a lot of going back and forth between your brushes. That black is called, yeah, it's called grounded, not grounding, grounded. Into that brown shade with this brush. This is the Sigma, what is this? Sigma E38 brush. Just gonna take that because I just want, the fluffy brush was good for the outskirts, but I kind of want a little bit more control for when I'm on the lid. I feel like to achieve the best smoky eye, it's just like time and softness. Softness in like the way that you're blending, but time for the patience to do the blending. Because if you try to rush a smoky eye, it does just look like you got punched in the face. Like, that's just what it is. Like, that's what you're gonna look like. I'm gonna take my NYX glitter glue, squeeze some of that on the palette. I use a palette when I don't want to use my hands. I don't know. Some days I don't mind makeup being on my hands, and then some days I just have like a sensory issue and I just cannot handle it. And I'm using a very small brush. It's very like flat. It's like oval shape but flat. From Luxie. Wow, I haven't said that name in a while. This is from Luxie. This is their 245. I like to use a brush like this because it needs to be a little bit more detailed where I'm placing the glitter glue. And sometimes when I go in with my finger, I kind of haphazardly apply it. And because I want more detail where I want to put the glitter, because I want it to be more in the middle. Not that it won't stick, it will probably stick there. Now that that is applied, what I can do here is that I could take my finger, get the pigment and place it on. That would give me the most payoff. But I kind of don't want to do that because I think I want to leave this look a little soft. So I'm wiping off the glitter glue that's on that brush because I'm probably going to use this exact brush to pick up the shade I want. And the shade I want is this like molten metallic shade right here. It is so pretty. It is called Guiding Light. It's just so pretty. So I picked up a little bit on that brush. Start off with one tap. I like to really just, do you see that? This is why. I like to really just start off very, very light because one, I don't know how it will perform, but like, yeah, no, that just stuck to that glue. This one is a chunkier formula. That's what I'll say about Guiding Light. It's chunky, but it's so pretty. Oof. It is kind of getting everywhere, at least with the brush. I think if I would have used my hand, it wouldn't, if I would have used my finger, I don't think it would have gotten like how far it's going, but it is getting kind of everywhere. I'm going to take that brush that I used for that brown, and I'm going to start tapping. Tapping is your friend, not rubbing. Tap. Tap to carry the product to different places, to spread it out. But wow, it's like as soon as you start like blending it out, it gets into this like beautiful like sparse shade. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I think if you leave it very opaque, it looks very metallic, but as you like blend it out, it becomes this like beautiful shimmer. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Yeah, this makes my heart happy. I don't know, like all the other shades, I think I was really forcing myself to use the shades in ways that I wouldn't typically use them. And I think that's why I was coming to like, I was getting so frustrated. Like, it wasn't that the looks were not pretty, they just weren't my typical like, this is what I would do. They weren't my style. And so I felt like I was losing myself in the looks, trying to hurry up and create a video for TikTok and for Instagram and for YouTube. And really, I just needed to kind of come back to myself and like what I like. Because I think I was just seeing everyone use the palette without using really anything else. And I was like, well, then I have to use the palette. And it's like, no, girl, you could just literally just do what you would normally do, which is take another palette and use that in the palette. I did do really good with this one because I stuck with just like color fix, but still. I just don't think it's, to me, I just don't think these palettes are meant to be used alone. Like, I think you need other products. You want to use other products. Spending the time to spread that out. Like, I'm not letting that, I'm not adding more. I'm just spending the time making sure that gets dispersed the way I envision it to get dispersed, and it is, and it looks gorgeous. I'm going to take a little bit of that black. I want to have that there, and I'm just going to put a little bit and just blend that back into that halo effect. I don't want to cover up too much of what I've done, but I do want to make sure that black is there. And I'm tapping so lightly into the black and like tapping so lightly, like blending with the softest pressure. And if I think I pick up too much on the brush, I just knock it off and then come back and blend it out. Everyone loves, they are going for this blue, and it's a beautiful blue, I'll admit that. But that is not where my heart has been. My heart has been here and here and here. These shades to me are just chef's kiss. I want to add just a little bit more sparkle. This shade Love Potion is just like, it's like this iridescent, but it is, whoo, it is so good. I just literally tapped it, and I'm gonna put that over. Oh. Do you see that? That is literally stunning. You can't tell me otherwise. You will not be able to convince me that that's not stunning. This time I am going in and swiping lightly, but like, oh, so stunning. And I love pairing it over top of Guiding Light. It just like, oh, just brings out so much dimension. Now, I've never been an under eye kind of girl, but this look does look very floaty without something underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna have to do something. Lord and Berry, just have to sharpen it. This is just their black travel size eyeliner, and I'm just gonna put that underneath. I tend to like to go, for my eye shape, I go to my pupil and then I stop. Then smudge it out with that same brush I used for chocolate. I didn't pick up any extra pigment, but whatever is on there is fine. I already know what song I'm going to put this look with on TikTok. I already know. Like, I'm just... It's going to be Tame Impala, Dracula. I've been listening to the album nonstop this weekend. Just constantly playing it. It's so good. I'm back in my psychedelic music phase of life, which I feel like I always end up in when there's a recession. Okay, so these are the eyes. They are, eyes are looking well. They're looking so good. So I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna finish up my face and put mascara on because I don't wear lashes. And we'll talk about the palette and my thoughts and my opinions. I am back. Face is on, looking excellente, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this look is just, this is my heart. I'm so glad I tried once again to try to put out a video that I loved, because yeah, the other looks, they were cute, but they just were not me. Even though I was the one that did them, it didn't feel like me. But just to quickly go over what I did on my base, I'm wearing NARS Light Reflecting with the NARS Concealer, P. Louise Blush in Juicy Jam, and Tower 28 Mascara with the One Size Ultra Pink. And then for the lip combo, it is MAC Powder Kiss and Rekindled, and paired with Vive 90s. That's this whole base. So yeah, I really like, again, how it came out. I just really love this look. So let's go over my thoughts on the palette and kind of my thoughts on like this palette versus like the last palette. I do have my Lightwork 6 palette here. Now, mind you, I've collected every single Lightwork since Lightwork 3 and on. I have all of them. And this one, I think it's like the most comparable to this palette just because similar packaging. I kind of want to talk about the things that I really appreciate about this new one. The thing that I really appreciate about this one is how see-through it is, that you're able to kind of see the colors through the packaging. The other one was black and you couldn't really see what was going on in there. This one, you can tell kind of like, okay, that's what's happening in that palette. It is the same design with like the mirror on the front. And then same thing, like these are all magnetic and magnetic pans and all of the things. There are tons of videos talking about the packaging on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. I'm not going to go over all that. This of course is like more neutral leaning than any of the Danessa Myricks Lightworks. This is the most neutral, and I almost didn't pick it up for that reason, because I am a girl that loves color, I love sparkle, so I thought this palette didn't really speak to me. But honestly, at this point, this has become a tradition, and I really just couldn't see myself missing out on this, so I got it. And honestly, I am happy that I did, because honestly, the shade that like got my attention was the shade right here. So the shade Enchanted and Mother's Earth were the shades that I was like, okay, I need to get those. Like, that's like a reason why I wanted it. But then upon getting it, I'm realizing I'm loving these like two iridescent shades. They are just chef's kiss. And Wish and Warmth, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like for bridal, it's the prettiest shade. Like I just like get a big fluffy brush, take those shades, put them all over, especially if you're a girl that wants a little sparkle but doesn't want to like go crazy. Do those two shades with a big fluffy brush on the eyes, beautiful, just stunning. I was like really excited about like this pop of blue is like what's drawing everyone in. Maybe even this shade right here, because it's like very, very shifty. Row right here, like this like L, this is my row. I love it so much. So I do enjoy these. Something I noticed about this collection, like the other one, you can take them out. But the thing that she did this time, which thank you Danessa, is that she put the shade names on the back. Each individual palette. Like the other one didn't have that. Like this is Lightwork 6. And as you can see, it didn't have the list of like all the shade names of the palette that you're holding. You can tell which one you're using. And I do know that like if you take them out, they do have the shade names on the back of the pans as well. That was no different from this one. I do think this is a great entry level. If you've never used the Danessa Lightworks, if you've never played with this formula or the different types of formulas, I definitely think this is a great introduction into her products. It is pricey, but I think it's well worth the money because you get not only 18 shades, but you also get 18, like 10 different types of formulas that you can try out and like kind of experiment with. And it adds just like a little spice to your makeup looks. Again, I think all the Lightwork palettes to me are companion palettes. They go along with other palettes in other shades and to be experimental. And that's what Danessa, I think, wants. I think she wants you to not just stick to this palette, but like to take this and use it with other things in your kit or your collection to create beautiful looks with. And I think that's honestly any artist's dream. It's just like being able to create something that people can find their creativity with. I will say playing with the Lightworks, the earlier versions, pushed me outside of my comfort zone, but I'm so thankful for that because it has allowed me to really kind of grow my craft as a makeup lover. And I won't say I'm an artist, but like makeup enthusiast. It's like made my like skills better for doing my own makeup. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this in my collection. I think I'll probably keep this one. I'll probably keep this one in the palette for a little bit, but I did condense my Lightwork 6 down to just the palettes with the mirror thing. The only thing I think you need to be careful of is what I realized is that sometimes if you don't pull the magnet away fast enough, and I don't know if this one does that, but if you don't pull the magnet fast enough, the magnet on the side of the palette will catch I don't want to do it, but it will catch a single and it'll pull it out. So you just have to be careful of that. Just pull your magnet away fast. But I condensed it down to this in my collection. I don't travel with these. Honestly, they're just too precious. They're too precious. But I find that it helps me save space when it's like this. I will just leave this one in the palette for now. But I definitely did not have the space to keep both palettes at their full size. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. My uploads are sporadic, but they are worth it. So make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. See you in the next one. Bye.